Share my
Recording
screen.
has started.
And this is a little bit different. Ken asked me to present on something a little bit more specific. And with my project management piece, I felt like this was the good topic. So can everyone see my screen? Yes? Sweet. Okay. The coffee's really starting to kick in, y'all. All right. So we are talking about the strengthening of partners and networks. So Ken and I were talking a few weeks ago, and he was really passionate, as we all know, about strengthening the group, especially Monday morning moneymakers. Lisa, you really should come back. We're awesome. But strengthening the group and really making sure that like it fits in with your business goals and setting that up so PIN stays front and center each and every week, because a lot of us, and I'm guilty of this too, we like get busy with our day and then we kind of like forget about all the things that we were excited about Monday morning. Because I don't know about you, but I am stoked when I leave here Monday morning. I'm excited to start the day, start my week. And then sometimes I'm like, shoot, it is Thursday and I have not done my one-on-one, right? So, I mean, it happens. We're human beings. So we're going to be talking about strengthening partners and network today. And it's going to be a involved presentation because me talking at you is not fun. So let's get into it. I would ask if that's okay with everyone, but I really don't care. I'm gonna ask you questions. All right, so we're going to talk about why you chose PIN, the goals and objectives, common pain points, some tips for implementation, Q&A, and a call to action. And I have 20 minutes, so we got to roll. All right, so partners and networks. So I want a couple of you to like raise your hand and tell me why, like, did you choose PIN? Like, what gets you excited to be in this group every Monday, or Mark in your group, like, you know, what got you excited to join Partners and Network? Yeah, Tom.
Ashley, I'd say, and it kind of flows into both questions. The reason I joined was because of a personal referral. I knew a member of PIN that had been, I don't even know how long. And then I was a guest substitute for him once. And then when a spot came up, I jumped on it because I had been referred by a member. And then that's what we're all about, right?
Yeah, exactly. Anyone else? Why do you get excited? Yes, Larry.
So I joined because most of my networking was done in New Tampa, and I needed to be more South Tampa. There's more clients the size was looking for. So I found a South Tampa chapter in PIN.
Sweet. Anyone else want to share? I saw a few more hands up. Teresa?
I joined the PIN group several years ago in the Brandon chapter, and we had a really nice group of people. The referrals were like plentiful. Everyone was really actively involved, made a lot of really good friends, and I missed that. So I guess it was around COVID time, we kind of stopped for a little bit, and then I just never got back into it. So the virtual meetings are great for me, and I'm really excited about networking again.
Yay! I love it. Okay. And if you just raise your hand, do you say PIN has been positive in your business? Has it increased revenue? Have you made connections? All the things. So PIN is working, right? PIN works. Cool. All right. So the objectives are this. So each and every month, the goal is to show up to every meeting or have a sub, right? Because this gets really boring when there's 3 people, especially probably not as much live, but definitely virtually when there's only like 3 little faces on the screen. So life happens, but really like making sure that we show up each and every week to the meeting, because as Ken says, this is a business appointment. We join to grow our business. And so it's really important that we make the effort to show up, or at least to have a sub and let someone know if we're not going to make it. 2 referrals per month. So as we all know, this has grown our business. Each and every one of us have raised our hands. And ideally, we want to have 2 referrals a month. And Ken clarified for me, referral can mean, and I have to reread it off the screen, each month we should be referring a member to our team and a referral to like as a guest. So Lisa, Teresa's got 1 because you showed up today. Well, I don't know, maybe she has 2 because Ava's here also. Anyway, So 2 referrals a month, that should really be our goal. And then we're really like working on ourselves and our business. So like we joined, like I said, PIN to increase our business, but it can't be one-sided. We're really dependent on the team as a whole in order to be successful, right? Because if there was just 1 or 2 of us, like, you know, the networks are smaller, but as we continue to grow, that means our sphere of influence gets larger, which means more business comes to us and referrals, which means more money. And I think that's important to each and every one of us, or at least I think so. Because unfortunately that's the way we live, right? And then 1 new member per month. So the goal and the objective of PIN is that we should be growing the group 1 member per month. So that would mean there'd be 12 people at the end of the year. And while we may get 2 one month or 1 the other and none one month, like if we got at least 12 people in by the end of the year, like think about how much larger like that sphere of influence would be and how many more connections you can make, right? So I think that's really exciting, at least for me, because I like to build my business off referrals. I hate cold calling. If you have a cold caller, send them my way. But like, it's not like my love, right? And so I much rather, and I don't know if you guys are like this, but would meet people through people and like really develop that relationship so that business connection is strong because that person's going to give you a referral. All right. So common pain points that we have in PIN, and I think this goes for every single group, not just ours, is maintaining awareness, making sure that PIN continues to be a strong arm in your business, and tracking. So consistency is key. So when you set, like, you know, like I said in the beginning, we very likely will come to the meeting. We'll be very excited to be here. We'll set all sorts of goals in our head and we'll do all these, say we're going to do all these things. And then we get about our day and our week because we're busy people. So penciling in the things that you want to do for PIN. Are you going to, you know, reach out to someone you know that might be a great guest? Is there someone that you want to have a one-on-one with in this chapter or another? So penciling in those activities that are like revenue generating activities. I don't know about you, but like I have a book and I'm going to show you this week's is not filled out yet, but like I have colors for everything. And if I have like lots of green, that means I have a lot of like revenue generating activities on my calendar. And that's how we're going to grow our business. And PIN should be, you know, one of those avenues. It's a marketing tool and we shouldn't, you know, neglect it week after week. Again, sometimes things happen, but we have to like go back to the root of why we're here and why we enjoy being in the group each and every month. And then tracking it, because this is my specialty. The project manager in me loves to track. So whatever that means for you. So for me, it's having a paper calendar and also my Google Calendar, and then putting those types of activities in my project management tool that I use week after week, and I can check off the box. Does anyone else like create a list and then write down things they did before the list and cross them off because it makes you feel good that you did more things on the list?
Yeah, that's me.
It's me
100%
too.
me.
1000%.
Yeah.
I told my husband that this morning and he's like, "You are psychotic." And I was like, it's that dopamine hit without having to have like my phone in front of me. All right. Implementation tips. So here are some things that we can do in order to grow PIN. And also it's really going to help you just in your business in general as you're planning your activities for the week. And this is my specialty, which is why I included this, because without implementation, none of this is going to go in one ear and out the other. It's not going to make a difference in our business, in our life. We're just going to listen to it and move on. So the first thing I guys want you to take notes is make a list. So make a list of the people that you think would be great members of our group. The second is schedule time. So put it in your calendar to like actually work the list you spent time making, or it's just wasted time. And that sucks because we don't have time to waste. All right, so systemize. So put a system in place each and every week so those courses work with you and not against you. And then celebrate, because more members is more referrals, which is more money. Yeah, right? Okay. We love the money, but it's the only way that we're going to grow the team, and we are going to grow this business, or your business as a member of PIN. Because if you don't want to do these things, like, let's just be honest with yourself, like there's no point in being here, right? All right. So Q&A, what questions do you guys have? Any?
I'd like to give a little bit of feedback. I'm relatively new to the group, and what I'm really appreciating about being in it is that it seems to have a perfect balance between structure and organization and flexibility. And I really chafed at the BNI model, just too many requirements, too rigid. And I feel like this model gives people enough reason to be serious. I find people are very willing to have one-on-ones, which to me is the key to really getting to know each other and trusting to refer. And yet it's not burdensome. You don't have to walk in with referrals or don't be there. So I feel like it's a really good balance. And I also like the virtual. And as far as going back to the why I joined, I also really like the model that you participate weekly in your home group, but are welcome into these other meetings on a monthly basis. And I schedule myself to meet in all of the virtual meetings over the course of a month. So while I'm on, let me make a suggestion that I do in another group, networking group, is that we take 3 minutes during the meeting to actually schedule one-on-ones, go into small groups and schedule those. And I find that in that group, I have the most one-on-ones. I have to really work in these groups to get that, but it really fosters, and it's sort of like putting our money where our mouth is. We say those one-on-ones are important, but setting those up outside of the meeting is pretty burdensome, as I think you mentioned earlier. So just some feedback and one suggestion.
No, it's great feedback. Yeah, we try to always schedule our one-on-ones, but I think we could do better as a whole, me included. Let me be very clear, me included. Awesome. Thank you, Mark. Anyone else? All right. All right. And then call to action is just a little quote, because I needed a quote anyway. So I felt like this fit perfectly. It's the end of the presentation. So just a quick question. Has anyone read or heard of the 12-week year?
Heard of it. I don't remember what it was about.
Okay.
Though.
Okay. So it's a book. I listed on audio. So if you take daily walks, just plug it into your earbuds and go. Fantastic. But it talks about getting away from annualized thinking and really taking that annualized goal and putting it into 12 weeks. So every week every month becomes a week. So every day really matters, and it makes you way more focused towards your goal than planning for an entire year. And you get to July and August and you're like, shit, I haven't done what I needed to do because I think I have so much time. So that reduces the fatigue. And then at the end of the year, you're not rushing to achieve the things you said you were going to do or not hitting those milestones. And while you may not hit your milestone each and every 12-week period, it gets you on the right track of really focusing each day on what needs to be done in order to hit it. 10 out of 10 recommends. Fantastic book. But one of the quotes said, if you are not in control of your time, you are not in control of your results. So I thought that fit perfectly.
Bam. Good one.
Yeah.
But I want to make a comment on your 90-day, 12-week segments. That I've talked to some other people too that can do this, that run their own businesses, and they actually schedule a day off every quarter.
Mhm.
So at the end of the quarter, you see they schedule a day off so that they could celebrate the previous 3 months. So they actually, it's almost like 4 quarters, or like, well, it is 4 quarters, but just
Yeah.
like what you're saying, and it seems to, and then you get a little celebration every 12 weeks.
They even say like sometimes take the 13th week is like the week off, right? To like recalibrate, regroup, celebrate, like do whatever you need to do. But it gives you like, it's that whole like sprint mentality, right? It's like sprint, 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 and then breathe a little bit, figure out like if it works, didn't work. And that's what I liked about the book is it took away like just at the end of the year, you know, if you work for somebody or you're submitting your like annual review, this makes it be like, okay, each week, like I have to really have a come to Jesus meeting with myself each and every week to make sure I'm doing the things I said I do. And by the way, last week, totally like did not do the things I said I was going to do. But I had a come to Jesus meeting with myself yesterday as I was writing down and scoring my week, and it made it really clear of like what I need to like refocus my attention on. And I thought that was really helpful, like because I balance a lot. Like I'm wife, I'm mom, and my daughter's home with me full time, and you know business. So you find like where you're not like optimizing your time and you could be doing a little bit better. And then you can be like, okay, well, I really need breaks here. For me, like after 8 o'clock, like it is just like zone out time. And like I have a lot for that in my calendar because I know that like I'm not going to optimize it for work. So it's a cool way to kind of rethink your business. And if you have big goals that you want to hit, structuring them this way. All right. That's all I had.